Imagine this. What if everything you thought you knew about aging was fundamentally wrong? What if the stiffness, the constant fatigue, and the general decline in health that doctors so often attribute to the inevitable process of getting older were actually preventable? Consider the example of a man who has reached the venerable age of 94 and yet requires no medication, maintains complete independence, and exhibits biological markers typical of someone 3 decades younger. Just 2 years ago, during his annual physical, his doctor was astonished to see test results that aligned with the health of a 60-year-old. The secret to this phenomenon lies in 5 simple morning habits that he has consistently followed for decades. These habits don't require complex medical interventions or expensive treatments. They're simple actions that harmonize with the body's natural rhythms, and anyone can start practicing them tomorrow morning. While peers, sometimes half his age, are forced to take daily medications and need assistance with even the simplest tasks, this man continues to enjoy a full and independent life. The most astonishing thing is that one of these habits takes only 4 minutes each morning. Yet a staggering 92% of older adults completely ignore it. This single missed opportunity deprives them of a crucial chance to preserve their cognitive function and mental clarity. The damage caused by this neglect isn't immediately apparent, which is why so many people overlook it until it's too late. These 5 habits aren't just about feeling better. They're aimed at maintaining independence, preserving dignity, and ensuring that the later years are filled with vitality rather than decline. The difference between aging gracefully and struggling daily often boils down to what a person does in the first hour after waking up. Strategic morning hydration is the foundation of cellular health. Every night while you sleep, your body loses about a liter of water through breathing and perspiration. However, most older adults, upon waking, immediately reach for coffee, tea, or other beverages that actually exacerbate dehydration. This seemingly minor mistake sets off a chain of problems affecting everything from joint mobility to brain function. But all this can be prevented with a simple 30-second morning ritual. The connection between morning dehydration and the aging process is profound and supported by scientific evidence. Researchers at Johns Hopkins Medical Center have found that even a slight fluid deficiency in the body reduces cognitive function by 27% and increases levels of inflammation markers by 31% in people over 65. It's not just about feeling thirsty, but about the body's ability to function fully. By starting the day dehydrated, a person compromises the function of all body systems from the moment they wake up. As an example, consider the story of 82-year-old Eleanor, who for many years suffered from daily headaches and dizziness. Despite various treatments and medications prescribed by doctors, she did not feel lasting relief. The turning point came when she realized that chronic morning dehydration was the main cause of her symptoms. Within weeks of starting to properly replenish her water balance in the mornings, her headaches disappeared, her energy levels increased, and her overall quality of life improved significantly. The physiological consequences of morning dehydration extend far beyond simple discomfort. When fluid is lacking, the synovial fluid in the joints becomes more viscous, increasing friction and wear with every movement. This directly contributes to the morning stiffness that many older adults consider inevitable. In addition, brain cells need adequate hydration to maintain electrical conductivity and effectively remove metabolic waste products that accumulate during sleep. Without proper morning rehydration, these toxic products remain in brain tissues longer, causing the mental sluggishness that clouds many people's mornings and potentially accelerates long-term cognitive decline. The solution to this problem is surprisingly simple, but the timing and method are crucial for maximum effectiveness. Every night before bed, prepare a glass, about 16 ounces 470 ml, of room temperature water with a small pinch of natural salt. Place the glass on your bedside table so that it's the first thing you see when you wake up. Drink all the water immediately after waking up, before consuming coffee, tea, or breakfast. It's important that the water is at room temperature, as it's absorbed by the body more quickly than cold water. A small amount of salt aids cellular water absorption through a process called osmotic balance. The focus isn't just on increasing water intake throughout the day, though that's certainly beneficial for health. The main advantage lies in replenishing the body's water balance after overnight dehydration, immediately before consuming any other substances that might hinder hydration. If plain water doesn't seem appealing right after waking up, adding a small amount of fresh lemon juice is acceptable. However, any sweeteners or additives that could trigger an insulin response and disrupt the metabolic processes activated in the morning should be avoided. The effects of this habit are both immediate and gradual. Within a few days, many people notice reduced joint stiffness and improved mental clarity. After several weeks of consistently replenishing the body's water balance, improvements in digestion, stabilized energy levels, and even increased skin elasticity are observed, all stemming from normalized overall hydration. The author's habit of drinking a glass of water immediately upon waking, maintained religiously for nearly 20 years, has fundamentally transformed his morning well-being since he began practicing it at age 75. The body's cells need water. Don't deprive them of this essential element every morning. Sunlight exposure, timed according to circadian rhythms, serves to reset the body's internal clock. The human body possesses a complex biological system that regulates a wide range of processes, from hormone production to immune system function. Disruptions to this system can be caused by missing the morning window of sunlight. Research conducted at the Stanford Center for Sleep Sciences confirms that just 10-15 minutes of morning sunlight exposure can reset circadian rhythms and increase serotonin production by 42% in older adults. Simultaneously, a study from the University of Colorado revealed that skipping this crucial morning sunlight period increases the risk of developing depression by 69% and leads to sleep disturbances in just a few days. The scientific rationale behind these phenomena is both fascinating and practical. Morning sunlight contains specific wavelengths that activate specialized receptors in the retina, known as melanopsin receptors. These receptors, in turn, transmit signals to the brain's master clock, located in the hypothalamus, initiating a cascade of biological processes. This timely light exposure influences hormone production, body temperature regulation, the release of digestive enzymes, and over 150 other bodily processes that determine overall well-being and daily performance. The story of 78-year-old Robert, who suffered from insomnia for years and relied on medication for relief, demonstrates how simple and effective a solution to sleep problems can be. Robert began taking daily walks outdoors, but he did so in the afternoon, unaware that morning light has a completely different impact on the body's biological processes. When Robert changed the timing of his walks and started going outside for half an hour after waking up, he was able to completely discontinue his sleep medication. This case clearly illustrates that the timing of light exposure can be more important than the activity itself. If a person doesn't get enough morning light, their brain continues to produce melatonin longer than necessary, leading to disrupted sleep, increased inflammation, and accelerated aging. Circadian rhythm disruption affects more than just sleep quality. These rhythms play a crucial role in regulating blood pressure, immune system function, and even the metabolism of nutrients from food. Studies from Northwestern University have shown that older adults with disrupted circadian rhythms experience a higher rate of muscle loss and cognitive decline compared to those who maintain stable daily rhythms. Implementing this beneficial habit is straightforward, but requires consistency and adherence to certain guidelines. You should go outside within 30 minutes of waking and spend 10-15 minutes in natural morning light, even on cloudy days. It's important to remember that during this exposure, you should avoid wearing glasses, sunglasses, or contact lenses, as glass and plastic filter out some of the light wavelengths necessary for resetting circadian rhythms. Light needs to enter through the eyes to have a positive effect. Light exposure on the skin alone will not reset your internal clock. If weather conditions prevent you from being outside, sitting near a window can help, but it's about 50% less effective than direct sunlight. For those living in northern regions with limited winter sunlight, a medical-grade light therapy box specifically designed to regulate circadian rhythms can be used. While natural light is preferable, the benefits of this habit accumulate over time. Forming stable sleep-wake cycles that support overall health. After just a week of regular morning light exposure, many people find it easier to fall asleep and wake up feeling more rested. Within a month, many experience improved mood, increased energy levels, and normalized digestion as their internal clock stabilizes. The body's internal clock needs a light signal every morning. It's important not to miss this critical window of opportunity. A daily 4-minute cognitive workout is a shield protecting mental acuity. Every morning, if deliberate effort isn't made, the brain loses approximately 30,000 neural connections. This isn't mere hyperbole, but a conclusion drawn from serious neurological studies examining brain plasticity in older adults. Astonishingly, a simple 4-minute morning routine can not only halt this loss, but also reverse it. However, statistics show that 92% of older adults neglect this opportunity, missing the most crucial time to support cognitive function. Neuroscientists at Harvard Medical School have found that cognitive exercises performed immediately after waking increase neuroplasticity by 37% and improve executive functions throughout the day. The early morning hours are a unique and irreplaceable period for brain training, as neural networks are most receptive during the transition from sleep to wakefulness. This heightened receptivity is due to high levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, often called miracle grow for brain cells. Its levels peak shortly after waking and gradually decline throughout the day. Margaret, an 86-year-old woman, experienced the power of this principle firsthand during her recovery from hip surgery. Despite delayed physical therapy, she continued to practice her morning cognitive routine. Countering a period of high risk for cognitive decline, which often accompanies major surgery and reduced activity in older adults, her mental abilities remained sharp and even improved during recovery. This example demonstrates that cognitive exercises can support brain function even during periods of physical difficulty. Ignoring morning brain activation leads to an accumulating deficit, accelerating cognitive decline and increasing the risk of dementia by 29%, as shown in long-term studies by the National Institute on Aging. Each morning presents a crucial opportunity to engage the brain's plasticity mechanisms, either positively through targeted activation or negatively through passive activities that don't stimulate neuronal growth. The danger lies in the subtlety of early cognitive damage, causing many older adults to underestimate the importance of preventive measures until changes in thinking become obvious. By this point, a significant portion of neural connections has already been lost. As a solution, a comprehensive 4x4 morning practice is suggested, taking only 4 minutes. It includes solving a simple math problem, detailed recollection of a specific past event, learning 4 new words, and visualizing the upcoming day. This combination of activities activates different brain regions simultaneously, creating what neuroscientists call cross-connectivity, which strengthens overall cognitive resilience. The math problem stimulates logical reasoning centers. Memories strengthen the neural networks of the hippocampus, playing a key role in information storage. Expanding vocabulary activates language centers, and visualization engages planning and control areas in the prefrontal cortex. The choice of a 4-minute interval is based on research demonstrating that short but intense cognitive exercises are more effective than longer passive activities. For effective implementation of this practice, it is recommended to prepare the necessary materials in advance. It could be a math problem from a book or app, a topic for reminiscence such as, recall your 30th birthday in vivid detail, 4 new words with definitions, and a simple visualization exercise where you mentally rehearse the day's planned activities. The cognitive protection afforded by this habit manifests in both the short and long term. Within hours of completing the practice, people report improved mental clarity and decision-making abilities. After a few weeks of consistent practice, participants report improved word recall and increased confidence in their cognitive abilities. And after several months, this habit leads to a measurable increase in cognitive reserve, the brain's ability to compensate for age-related changes or minor damage. The author of the text, who has practiced this habit since age 70, credits it with his continued mental acuity at age 94. The brain's neural pathways are either strengthened or weakened with each morning choice. It's important to make choices that favor strengthening those connections. A strategic sequence of movements is an approach designed to heal, not harm. Unfortunately, many older adults unknowingly undermine their ability to live independently by following outdated morning exercise recommendations that, conversely, exacerbate joint damage in individuals over 70. Traditional stretching exercises designed for younger bodies can be actively harmful to aging joints and tissues. Research conducted at the Mayo Clinic revealed a striking contrast. Performing inappropriate morning movements leads to a 31% increase in inflammation, while a targeted 7-minute mobility sequence reduces pain and stiffness by 44% in just 2 weeks. This significant difference is due to the fact that aging connective tissue requires a fundamentally different approach to movement, one that takes into account its altered biological characteristics. After age 70, collagen fibers lose moisture and become more cross-linked, which means they require gentle, gradual warm-up rather than the aggressive stretching often recommended in fitness magazines or videos geared towards younger audiences. The conventional wisdom about the benefits of stretching may actually be causing microtears in older adults, accelerating the very joint problems they are trying to prevent. A prime example is the story of 85-year-old Thomas, who for years had diligently performed stretching exercises, unaware that they were contributing to his decreased mobility and increased need for a walker. However, by replacing his harmful morning exercises with a strategic sequence of movements, he was able to stop using the walker and regain his functional independence. His transformation clearly demonstrates how properly selected movements can restore lost function, while incorrect movements accelerate the process of deterioration. Common morning exercises such as toe touches and neck rolls can lead to significant microtrauma in older adults. Deep forward bends place excessive stress on intervertebral discs, which already lose moisture with age, while abrupt neck movements can disrupt blood flow through the vertebral arteries, which tend to be narrowed in older individuals. Even seemingly innocuous movements, such as seated twists, can create dangerous shear forces on the facet joints of the spine if performed immediately upon waking, before the tissues have reached their optimal operating temperature. The proposed exercise regimen is based on the principle of activating the body from the core outwards. Gentle shoulder rotations, seated marching, pectoral stretches in a doorway, supported squats, and ankle rotations are recommended before the first meal. This routine is based on a physiologically sound approach that involves first raising body temperature and stimulating blood flow to major muscle groups before moving on to exercises aimed at increasing joint range of motion. The sequence of exercises is crucial as it takes into account the specific needs of preparing the body for exercise in old age, requiring a gradual and systematic warm-up. Begin with shoulder rotations while seated in a chair, with arms relaxed at your sides, performing small circular movements, gradually increasing their radius over 30 seconds. This helps activate circulation in the upper body without overloading the shoulder joints. Next, proceed to a seated walking simulation, alternately raising your knees for 1 minute. This engages the core stabilizer muscles and increases blood flow to the lower body. Follow this with a chest stretch in a doorway, placing your hands at shoulder level and gently leaning forward for 30 seconds. This helps correct slouching, a common issue in older adults. The next step involves supported squats, using a stable support or chair for assistance, bending your knees only as far as comfortable for 1 minute. This exercise activates the largest muscles in the body and safely stimulates metabolism. Complete the routine with seated ankle rotations, extending one leg forward and rotating the foot clockwise and counterclockwise for 30 seconds per leg. This improves circulation in the lower extremities and ankle joint mobility, which is crucial for preventing falls. Joint condition is directly related to physical activity in the first half hour after waking. Many older adults report a significant reduction in morning stiffness within the first few days of performing this exercise routine. After 2 weeks of regular exercise, positive changes such as improved posture, reduced pain during everyday activities, and increased confidence in movement are observed. After a month of consistent training, many notice a significant improvement in functional abilities when performing tasks that previously caused discomfort, such as getting in and out of a car or reaching for items on upper shelves. This exercise routine has been a cornerstone of maintaining physical independence for many years, allowing individuals to perform household tasks that many of their peers have long given up. A time-based protein nutrition protocol becomes a key factor in maintaining muscle mass. Research shows that breakfast plays a crucial role in muscle retention, and its composition can either support muscle mass or accelerate its loss by 23%. This conclusion, published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, challenges traditional dietary recommendations that typically focus on total daily protein intake, ignoring the strategic timing of its consumption. It is important to understand that the timing of protein intake is as important as the amount, especially for people over 70. Scientists at the Human Nutrition Research Center on Aging at Tufts University have determined that it is the timing of protein intake, not just the amount, that determines whether older adults maintain muscle mass or face rapid development of sarcopenia. After age 60, the body develops what is known as anabolic resistance. This means that more protein and a more precise distribution of its intake throughout the day are required to stimulate muscle maintenance. Unfortunately, most older adults consume the largest portion of their protein at dinner, when the body's ability to synthesize muscle is already reduced, while breakfast, when protein synthesis potential is at its peak, often consists of carbohydrates. The story of 91-year-old Barbara serves as a prime example of the effectiveness of this approach. Although she considered her diet healthy, she experienced a decline in strength and increased weakness for 2 years. The turning point was changing the timing and method of protein consumption. Previously, her breakfast consisted of toast, fruit, and coffee, a typical pattern that does not promote the maintenance of aging muscles. However, by implementing the correct timing of protein intake, she was able to reverse the decline in strength and restore functional abilities that she thought were lost forever. A traditional carbohydrate-rich breakfast can trigger dangerous fluctuations in blood sugar levels, which in turn increases inflammation, accelerates muscle loss, and negatively affects cognitive function throughout the day. Starting the day with a predominance of carbohydrates means missing the opportunity to support muscle health and overall well-being. Carbohydrate intake initiates insulin production, which temporarily blocks the body's fat-burning process. It is important to note that carbohydrates do not provide the body with the necessary amino acids, especially important in the morning hours when muscle cells are most receptive to growth signals. For older adults, the missed opportunity to get protein in the morning has serious consequences. As with each passing decade, the period of time when muscles are most ready for protein synthesis becomes shorter. The body becomes more demanding of the conditions under which it responds to protein consumption, making the morning hours critical for maintaining muscle mass. Ignoring this time window means not just the absence of muscle gain, but the active loss of muscle tissue at an accelerated rate. The solution to this problem is to consume at least 25-30 grams of high-quality protein within half an hour of completing your morning exercise. Preference should be given to foods such as eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein shake with added collagen. This amount of protein is based on research showing that older adults require approximately 30 grams of high-quality protein per meal to overcome age-related declines in anabolic sensitivity and stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Distributing smaller portions of protein throughout the day is significantly less effective than this concentrated morning dose. The timing of protein intake immediately after morning exercise is scientifically sound. Light physical activity increases blood flow to the muscles, preparing them for more efficient protein absorption. In practice, this can be implemented as 2 eggs with cottage cheese, Greek yogurt with added protein powder, or a shake containing whey or plant-based protein, as well as collagen, which provides the body with amino acids that support joint and skin health. It is extremely important to avoid consuming this valuable protein with high glycemic index carbohydrates, such as ordinary white bread or overly sweetened fruits, as this combination can negate its beneficial effects on muscle mass preservation. It is important to remember that the body's anabolic window opens every morning, providing a new opportunity for cellular repair and muscle maintenance that should not be missed. The results of implementing this protein timing protocol are both immediate and gradual. Within a few days, many older adults report a significant increase in morning energy levels and improved appetite regulation. Within a few weeks, most notice an increase in grip strength and a reduction in fatigue when performing everyday tasks. After 3 months of research, measurable preservation or even an increase in muscle mass is observed, in contrast to the steady decline characteristic of those who adhere to a traditional breakfast pattern. The path to exceptional aging does not require complex health secrets or expensive procedures. 5 morning habits based on simple biological principles respect the body's natural rhythms and are aimed at harmonious interaction with the aging process rather than fighting it. The body has an amazing ability to recover and maintain health at any age, provided it is given the right resources at the right time. The morning hours present a unique opportunity for biological optimization, determining the trajectory of the entire day and, ultimately, the quality of aging. Every morning provides a new chance to either support the body's natural healing and maintenance processes or inadvertently hinder them. The choice made tomorrow morning will either contribute to long-term vitality or to the gradual decline that many mistakenly believe is inevitable. The power of these habits lies not in their complexity, but in their consistent execution. Small, scientifically sound actions performed regularly lead to profound and significant changes over time. The difference between aging gracefully while maintaining independence and struggling in later years is often determined by these crucial first moments of each day. The years ahead of your life depend largely on the decisions you make in the near future. The path to a healthy and fulfilling old age begins with each new